Today in the crypto space, we see the market taking a slight dip to the downside. Bitcoin hitting critical levels once again at about $60,700, and Ethereum down approximately 2%, down below that $3,500 mark. The rest of the crypto space, the altcoins, are following these heavyweights to the downside. The question is, do we get a bounce? Are we going to get a bit of support in the immediate short term? In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but more importantly, I want to talk about one project, one altcoin that is looking very strong and potentially hitting a bit of resistance, and that project is called Kaspa. So you know what, let's talk about the news, let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunities. Whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 7:30 Eastern, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setup fundamentals, and learning material. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's see what's going on here with the general market. We do see that the market is coming down. The market cap is definitely coming down just a bit here. We also see that the volume is slowly trailing to the upside, very slightly to the upside. And in addition, we can see that generally as a whole, the altcoins are coming down slightly harder than Bitcoin. So we should see that the Bitcoin dominance might be rising in the immediate short term. But it's quite interesting because we're still in an upwards trend with regards to market cap. And as we are in this upwards trend, we're seeing a bit of a reversal in the volume, meaning that we could see a bit of increase in market participation to invalidate this this divergent type of behavior where we're going up and the volume coming down. We want to see the volume increase. We want to see the market participation increase based on the new trend that we're creating here, making higher highs and higher lows, and that would give us a solid indication that we're getting some follow through on that divergence. Bitcoin doing its thing, kind of going sideways, slightly grinding to the upside, but currently testing the bottom of the range, and so is the market in general. All the altcoins are coming down just a little bit today. Nothing significant, right? We're still in a very higher low type of scenario. Let's scroll through the market real quick to gain some consensus here. Toncoin higher low on Doge, higher low on Cardano. In fact, Cardano is looking much better than many other altcoins at the current moment. AVAX is also doing very well. Tron is looking good. We have Polkadot kind of going sideways after a nice impulsive move to the upside. That's normal and acceptable, and it's still looking good. Chainlink at the top of the range as well, and the list goes on, guys. We do have some projects that are at the bottom of the range, like Near Protocol. Just remember that Near was doing very well about a week ago. What do you expect? It's going to take a bit of a break and give other altcoins the opportunity. And right now we're seeing other altcoins, showing a little bit of strength, while Near Protocol, goes and takes the back seat. But it's all good because we're bullish on Near. We think Near obviously is going to do very well in this bull run. We have Matic going sideways, and if we continue going down, of course, Kaspa. Today I want to talk about Kaspa because a lot of people are talking about KAS. And here on the channel we've been getting really bullish on KAS, but it's time to really be very real and critical about what we're dealing with in the immediate short term, because really, as we see the price action get very strong, we need to start getting defensive. You cannot be always offensive, full on bull. What you really need to understand is that as Kaspa starts to hit critical levels, it's very, very important that we start thinking critically about the bullish strength. Is it possible that we get a reversal? So hang tight with me, guys. We'll talk about Kaspa. We'll take a look at Bitcoin chart, the Kaspa chart, of course, and then I'll show you what I mean. Ultimately, I'm bullish, but in the short term, Kaspa is hitting some resistance. Let's keep on going down. We have ICP looking okay, kind of double topping, maybe looking for back to the range of lows, and Aptos is grinding to the upside. So is Monero, so is Render, so is XLM, so is many others, guys. We have Atom grinding up. We have Arbitrum coming down just a little bit. It does look a bit weak. If we break below the previous low after a lower high, it does look like it might want to capitulate here, because after a lower high and we come down to make a lower low, we'll see that the market is going to start to build a bit of confidence of a trend reversal in the short term here on Arbitrum. So be careful there. Watch out with that. Filecoin making higher highs and higher lows, so grinding to the upside. And as you can see, as we scroll, VeChain is doing the same thing. The graph is not doing that bad, but it's not as bullish as, let's say, VeChain or what Dog with Hat looks like it's rolling over, guys. It's down 7.7%. If it doesn't get some support very soon, and where's the other level of support? I can see this little top right here, this little sideways price action that could act as support. So something to keep in mind. Lido Dow taking a fat beating today, 15% to the downside. Sui is also coming down for a bit of a dip. We talked about Sui, guys. I'm bullish on Sui, but you know, we got a DCA at lower levels. My entries were good, so now if we come down and it gives me another opportunity to buy a bit more, I'll be glad to do that, because when I did buy Sui, I got an entry position. Basically, I got a small position. Like, I'm waiting to accumulate more, and I'm waiting for the market to give me that opportunity, and it might be that Sui might be giving me that opportunity. Let's keep on going down. We have Floki going sideways, BitGet token looking very strong here, grinding to the upside. Maybe a lot of retailers coming in right now looking for exchanges, and that's a good sign there. EOS, Aave, lots of good one. Thorchain Rune going sideways. Is this the calm before the storm, before we see Rune pump to the upside? We remember about a couple of months ago when Rune ran, right? It was a bit late, but now look where the price is, back where it came from. Is this the opportunity, guys? If you missed out, if you feel like you missed out on Rune back then, what's stopping you now from accumulating a little bit, right? Just get a position. If it comes down more, we'll DCA. Algorand finally grinding upwards, which is a a very good sign from Algorand since it's been kind of quiet. Pith as well doing pretty good. We need a nice recovery from those two heavyweights. Quant doing its thing at $75, guys. Unfortunately, it's below the $100 mark. If it's below $100, I'm bearish. AKT Akash doing really good, grinding to the upside. Pretty much one of the top gainers for today, 8% to the upside, which is healthy. And you can see that the general market is still okay. Even if we are seeing a bit of red today, the general market is still fine. As you can see, price action is king. We're seeing that a lot of structure is there that could support the lows as we do come down. We want to see a nice support level, and then we can start deploying more capital. All right, guys, let's jump right into charts. I know you're here to talk about charts, so let's do it. Let's begin our analysis talking about Bitcoin. Then we'll talk about Kaspa. But Bitcoin at the current moment, as you can see, is testing levels again. Critical levels, critical horizontal levels, guys. Those bounces off of that thick white line, that horizontal line that I had in here for a good while, is definitely holding up. It's definitely showing us that it's a very important level, and this is why this is why we identified it nice and early. Let's look at this in a little bit more detail. Guys, part of my main objective here on the channel is to stay one step ahead, and trying to stay one step ahead does have a risk. The risk is that the TA needs to be changed. At the end of the day, we need to be very fluid with things. If you're staying one step ahead without so many data points, without so many confirmations, it's likely the TA is going to fall apart. But this is an example that when you are a good trader and you can read the charts in a very clear way, you could still stay one step ahead. And at least your TA will stand true, and it will definitely be respected. As you can see, the TA is being respected, and it's being respected multiple times. Here, and now we are here again, still respecting it. Now, what the question is, are we going to respect it in such a way that we're going to use it as resistance, or are we going to use it as support? As of now, we are still using it as support. We fell through it as an overreaction, a long squeeze. Okay, we came down, that's fine. But the market said, no, we really want proof that this horizontal level at 60,900, 60,500, more or less, will not act as support. In fact, it's going to act as resistance. As of now, we see the market pushing down, trying to gain this level. If we could get another liquidity grab, we can get another little dip right below it and get right back in and close the daily candle right above it again. And that's usually what happens when you start building a structure. When you start going sideways and consolidating, all of that, those liquidity grabs are where people get wrecked. So what I would suggest is this, is either wait for another swing failure pattern where we do come down below horizontal and get back into structure. That would be awesome. Or what I would be doing is considering this an opportunity where you could DCA with a good risk to reward ratio opportunity, but but you need to put a stop loss. And the question is, where do you put it? You can be putting it underneath this wick. You can put it underneath the 200 daily, because those are really good confluent zones. But just understand the main objective to see this thing bounce back to range highs to about 71, 72K. So far we're good. This is a great area to potentially take some risk. The reality is we're in a bull flag, right? Bottom of the range of the bull flag. We could fall below. Next target for me is at about 52K based on the empty volume gap that we got. We don't got much support, so we can definitely fall and hit this level. And obviously when we get there, we got some critical decision making to make. Again, once again, buying the dip or holding off for a further dip, maybe much lower. Guys, we're gonna obviously be tracking Bitcoin. Let's see what's going on here with the momentum. Momentum is oversold. Do we come down for another touch? Remember yesterday and the day before, I've been saying, look guys, what we really need to do is produce another data point. We need to come down, because that's the only way we can start identifying divergences. And what I do not like is this red dot right here. Now, it could be a short-lived dip, right? This red dot starts to tell me, look, be careful here on Bitcoin. But we're already in a very danger zone. We're already oversold. Let's see what happens with the next momentum dip. Let's see what happens if we make a lower low on the momentum, but a higher low on the price action. That's class A bullish divergence. And we do see the trend. EMA is facing down, red histogram bars to the downside, still no signs of divergence. But if we get on the 4-hour, what I like about the 4-hour is this. Look what's happening right here. We broke above, back into structure, back tested it, came up for a double top, got rejected, back testing it again. Do we treat this as a double top where we come down for another low, maybe making a double bottom or a lower low, or even still a higher low? We can get some support at about 59,700 or so. That's all very possible. But in the meantime, as the volatility here on the 4-hour, as you can see, the orange line is still pushing down. Let it push down. Let it go. Let it fall, because it's likely to continue coming down until it finds support, until it gets oversold. We are expecting that the volatility is going to push the price down, and then we want to see what kind of response these bears have in them, because that will give an indication of how strong they are. If we see a lower high, it's not a good look. Maybe the bears don't have so much strength in them anymore, and in fact, the lower high might be an indication that we get a confirmation. Low. A higher low would be absolutely good. So coming down and not making a lower low, making a double bottom would be okay, and a higher low would be absolutely awesome. And obviously we can make a lower low with bullish divergence. That's also very possible. So there's a lot of possibilities here, and when you develop more data points, it gives us the opportunity to come up with more analysis. The reality is right now this is very simplistic because we don't have enough information. So as of now, we are getting a nice cross to the downside potentially. You can see that's happening, but until then, I have no choice but to remain bullish, because we did get a duck face right into here where we open up again and start continuing to the upside. It could definitely happen again where we see a nice bullish expansion. The battle to get into the bullish control zone seems to be on, and you can see that a fake out is very possible. So I'm very, very taking this as a grain of salt. So keep in mind, Bitcoin at the current moment, take it slowly, guys. This is hard mode. The market is in hard mode. We're not oversold. We're oversold on the daily, but we're not oversold on the 4-hour. We would like to see a sign of bullish divergence. We'd like to see a bit more confirmations and maybe a little bit more structure, so we can put a stop loss right under here and expect that recovery. So Bitcoin, I remain bullish above the thick white line, and if we do come below it, I am ready to make some decisions. And if we stay below it, open and close a candle below it, guys, it's not a good look for Bitcoin. It looks like it's going to be coming down, and maybe the 200 daily is the support zone. We'll take it day by day and we'll analyze it. Once it gets there, we'll see what happens. All right, guys, let's take a look at KAS. Kaspa right now is at another level, guys. It's at another level. I don't really see a chart right now that is looking so primed for a continuation. We got a nice rounded bottom. We got a decent retracement. It slightly broke below the 0.5 Fibonacci, which invalidates, bull flags. Handles in cup and handles. But we can also look at it a decent bull flag, right? Impulsive move, sideways price action, and then continuation to the upside. And it could still be a cup and handle, guys. We don't have to be that accurate. We came down, touched the point of control with all this volume. The point of control is a great level to suggest that's where the majority of the market participation is at. We got support off these tops, lots of confluence in this level for potential support. But guess what? Now we're at a decent confluence for resistance, and that's an unfortunate thing, right? We could range trade Kaspa for the next little while until we break out. Now, could we break out right now? Obviously. It's obviously that we could break out right now. We could get one impulsive move, retracement, another impulsive move. right? It could be possible, and we can keep on going out. We got to see what Bitcoin does in the next little while. But you can see the current hesitation is at the previous highs. Previous high, previous high, previous high, where it got rejected 3 times before, and we're currently getting rejected right now. Maybe this tweezer top is a bit of an issue. Maybe we do see it kind of reverse here and get back to range lows, which would be down here at about 14.4 cents, 14.5 cents. And, you know, that way down here, you buy the dip again, and you expect it to go range bound. Let's take a look at momentum here for a second. It's not overbought just yet. It was overbought here. We're not overbought again. It is class B bearish divergence. That's what you're seeing right now. If we maintain this stance where the momentum is making a lower high right into here, I had this in here hypothetically before because we just wanted to make sure, again, staying one step ahead of the market. If we make this lower high anywhere it is, wherever this purple line ends up landing and reversing, right now we're here, so it is a lower high for sure. We can go up a little bit higher. That's very possible. But as long as it's downward sloping while the price action is double topping or even higher high, guys, that's divergence. Either class B with the double top on the price action, or if it's a higher high on the price action and a lower high on the other side, that is a class A bearish divergence. That would be a class A bearish divergence, but we made a higher high. So that means that's a good thing from a price action perspective, but you're seeing that overall there's weakness coming in bit by bit. So take a bit of profit. That's the only thing I can say there. So right now we do see an EMA cross to the upside with green histogram bars on Kaspa. So that's bullish with regards to trend. As we can see, the trend is still facing upwards. We're in the bullish control zone here, guys. So we're getting all these confluence indications while the EMAs are in the bullish side of things, which is on the top half of the oscillator. So that's really, really bullish. So we're getting a lot of confluence here for continuation to the upside, no doubt. I'm curious about what the 4-hour looks like. 4-hour looks like it wants to dip, guys. Be careful. Now, we could go for another impulsive move. It's very possible we go for another impulse because this could be a bull flag, a little bull flag, where we go up for another touch, another liquidity grab up here, and then roll over. Just keep in mind that we're overbought. Just keep in mind there's bearish divergence, higher highs on all these little tops right into here. As you can see, we're going upward sloping, while the momentum is downward sloping, the expansion is downward sloping, and the trend is also getting ready to get a red histogram bar with an EMA cross to the downside. So the 4-hour looks a bit exhausted. We could come down to about 16 cents and then get that bounce for a potential continuation to the upside. That might not be a bad idea. Remember, we're just looking at right now, all we're looking at is the flag part or the handle part of the big cup and handle. So the big cup and handle is still very valid, okay, guys? So we just need to be prepared that what could happen in here is we could get some short-term volatility coming down to about 16 cents and then bouncing to the upside, but also based on the 4-hour, because the daily still looks okay and still has a lot of potential to go to the upside, but you have to consider yourself a breakout trader. So let's talk about price action a little bit more here. As a breakout trader, you got to understand that there's a lot of risk. The risk is that you get rejected right now, right? And the reward is that we actually break above. So as a rejection perspective, we come back to the bottom of the range. This is the next level to potentially take some risk. And we look for confluence that we are getting some support, and then we bounce back up to range highs. That's all possible. Our worst case scenario, in this case, we do come down for a lower low, maybe break down resistance and come down to lower levels. Also very possible, making a higher low, still bullish, still within structure, still within all of this accumulation. But let's see what happens, one step at a time. So far, I like this bull flag. Now, on the daily, on the 4-hour, it does look like we're trying to reverse. But what about if we would break out? The only way to get in on a breakout trade like this without risk is for the breakout, wait for the back test, and then start getting in right here. Okay, you wait for oversold conditions, you wait for a full reset, then you get in on the breakout as well, right into here, right? And then your average position is right in the middle. Now, if we make a higher high, it's likely that we go for another impulsive move, and this is where you start TPing. This is where you start taking 10% off the top. This is where you start trailing up a stop loss, like right into here, using this previous top as support. You get what I mean? So you want to start getting defensive as we get into, you know, price discovery, because right now, Kaspa looks like it's ready to rock. It looks like it's ready to run. It looks like it wants to break out, but not until we get some more bulls, maybe to get enough strength to get volume and eventually break out of the previous high. The resistance at previous highs is pretty big. So again, maybe something like this and then continuation, or maybe we break out right now, but I would wait for the back test for a confirmation, and that way you can mitigate all kinds of risk, because if you get in at this current moment, we could reject. Now, one thing to mitigate your risk is position size. Why not buy a little bit? What you could buy a little bit, and if it breaks out, great, you're in some profits, you did well. If it gets rejected, no big deal. You only bought a little bit, fine. You lose, it comes down a little bit. Let me see what kind of percentages it could come down. Let's talk about it comes down 20%, no big deal. Small position size, 20%, $100, you're down 20%, you're down $20, no big deal. So guess what? When it comes down here, you double down. You double down, triple down, increase your position size then. Your average cost comes down significantly in that case. And that way your entry will be down here, and upon a bounce, you'll be in some profit a lot quicker. So ultimately, Kaspa's in a good zone, guys. You know, the market is looking okay. I know today's a bit bearish, but Kaspa's showing a lot of strength for potential continuation. However, as of now, you got to classify yourself as a breakout trader. Personally speaking, I am not a breakout trader. I know how what the risks are associated to breakout trading, and it's not something that I'm interested in. I prefer swing trading and finding bottoms and buying dips and looking for support levels with divergences and horizontal supports. That's what I like better, and I like swing trading. I like holding my positions for a little longer rather than getting in and out of the market all day long. Guys, if I've offered you any value in this video, do the channel a massive favor. Slap the like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. If you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description below. Feel free to join the Discord, guys. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. Take care, guys. Have a good one. And don't forget, buy the dip.